Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Ash, and I'm here with another review roundup video where I cover 4 games I've been playing recently. Now, these are going to be on Xbox and PlayStation, and there's a real cool mix this time. So we're going to jump straight into the games. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe, and check out the XPN Network channel for almost daily reviews and gaming video content. Now, first game up is Smalland Survive the Wilds. Now, this came out onto console like Xbox, PlayStation on the 15th of February. Developed and published by Merge Games, who were kind enough to send me a copy for this video. Now, I've also streamed this game on PC when it launched into like early access on Steam. It's really fun. It's basically like a fantasy, like elven version of Grounded in terms of like you're a small person in a giant sort of like forest. You've got to survive. It's a survival game where you have to craft, build bases, and generally don't die. However, there's a lot more to this than Grounded, and like I'm not knocking Grounded anyway. I love Grounded; it's a lot of fun. But there's a lot more to this game. You have a lot more freedom. There's a lot more to do. You can like tame and ride bugs and stuff like that as well, which is awesome. And it has up to 10-player online co-op. Now, this is on Xbox Series X and S. It's not on last gen, and it runs really well. I had a lot of fun playing it. Now, it takes a little bit to get into, like all these survival games do. You'll start for the first few hours, you've got basic resources and stuff like that. You'll slowly but surely build up armor, weapons, bases, and everything. I feel like the environment's much bigger and more dynamic than in Grounded. There's more enemy and environment styles and stuff like that, which is awesome. It's really cool. It's much more fun playing with friends. Like I'm one of those people that only really play survival games with friends. It's um they're not the sort of games I play on my own. I get a bit bored, but with friends, this is really enjoyable. But I did play this on my own on PC as well, and had a lot of fun playing it. And I must say, they've done a very, very good job of porting it over to console. Now it has like seasons, snow, rain, sun, and everything like that. It's basically, instead of Ark with dinosaurs and Pal World with pals, it's bugs and you're small. It reminds me of there was a film I can't remember, like a kids film where they were all really small and everything like that. But it's generally really really good. It looks great. It's got great graphics. There's a lot to do with it and stuff like that. There's so much to find. There's so many different like insects and bugs to do. There's loads to loot, loads to craft. It's I think honestly, there's a lot more to this. A lot of leveling up and stuff like that compared to Grounded. And I like Grounded. This is not me crapping on Grounded. Like I say, that's good in its own world, like its own way. But this one like takes it up to the next level. Obviously, with like the dynamic ecosystem, the size of the areas and stuff like that. It's great. And it's $29.99 on Xbox, or like I say, you can still pick it up on Steam. And yeah, really cool in solo or with friends. Definitely, definitely check this one out if you like your survival games or you're a fan of Grounded, because like it plays differently to them. It's obviously third person and over first person, but it's so so good. They've done such a good job, and it doesn't feel like a really lazy port like a lot of these PC to console games are. Okay, next up is Operation Serpens on PSVR 2. Now, I played this with my PS5, had a lot of fun with it. It's from publisher VR Kiwi, who were kind of to send me a copy. And this is a fast paced action game inspired VR shooter. Very much like, feels like Time Crisis, those sort of old school shooter games that you used to know and love, where you're sort of along for the ride, but you get to sort of blast your way through a whole host of levels. Now, graphically, obviously, this game is a bit more low poly, but it works. Like it feels like you're playing an arcade game. It's fun. It's enjoyable. There's lots of different modes. So there's like a campaign mode. There's like a training mode. There's a zombie survival mode. where you basically have to survive waves and waves of zombies, very much Call of Duty zombies-esque. I love how it like slows down at times and you get like the bullet time aspects to the game. And there's also up to 4-player co-op mode as well, which is really cool. Now, this feels like Time Crisis, but with loads more guns and like grenades and stuff like that. Whereas obviously Time Crisis, you just had the one gun. You'll get different guns as you're playing along. But yeah, the flashbangs you throw when it gives you like bullet time, which is awesome. The shooting feels really good as well. The levels don't take too long to complete, so they never feel like a drag to play. So even if you only want to play a level or two at a time, you can do. Your health and everything is on your wrist, which is nice. So instead of it being on the screen, it's literally like on your wrist when you look down. So it feels a bit more natural as well. It makes it feel a bit more immersive. And all in all, this is really, really fun. I do like fast paced, like arcadey shooters. It's one you can play sitting down as well, which is nice. I don't mind standing up and waving my arms and being super moving and stuff in VR, but every now and again it's nice to sit down and play it in a bit more comfort. A lot of fun, this one. Really, really good. It's priced at $15.99 on PSVR2. Means it's only available on PS5. It's also available on Steam via VR and other. I think it's available on Oculus as well. So this one's really fun. Multiple difficulty levels. So if you're struggling, you can change it around and stuff like that. Lots of explosions, bodies flying everywhere and stuff. Just pure dumb arcade fun. And like I say, there's multiple modes to play. So plenty to keep you busy and not a bad price at all. VR Kiwi have done a great job with this one. Okay, next up is Seventh Guest VR. Now, I played this on my PSVR2 via my PS5. It's from Vertigo Games, who kind of sent me a copy. And this is a VR remake of The Seventh Guest, which was a like interactive movie puzzle adventure game that came out back in 1993 from Virgin Interactive, and it was like a horror story where you're like an amnesiac and it's from your perspective and it was full of like live action like animation clips and stuff like that. Very much like Myst back in the day. This was classed as one of those games that you had to play on PC. It looked great. It had like the real people and everything like that. And surprisingly, it's now had a VR remake. Now, this game basically is the full game remade. Very similar story, but obviously the whole environment's now explorable because of the VR. The puzzles are now built around the VR as well, and all of the like full motion video clips have been replaced with brand new, like up to date new actors and everything like that. And it looks fantastic. Like they look like ghosts and everything. Oh, it's fantastic. It's like a spooky story set in this like creepy mansion. There's some sort of sinister plot going on. It's really cool. Like I don't want to spoil the story and everything like that, but my god, the environments look fantastic. It plays great. The puzzles are like challenging, but not like super challenging to the point that it really ruins it. And it's amazing how I feel like this game's better now in VR than it was back in the day. So like having the VR giving you the freedom to look around freely really opens it up and makes the puzzles much more enjoyable and interesting and stuff like that. Now, is it perfect? No. The ending is a bit hit and miss. It won't be for everyone. But these like the way they've done the video recordings look absolutely amazing. Like it's by a volumetric recording, so you can like walk around them and stuff like that, and it's just insane. Like it just looks. They've done such a good job on the atmosphere, the sound, the acting, and everything. Really, really awesome. Like I play a lot of VR puzzle games. It seems to bode well to it, but the whole setting and everything is great. It's not a one-for-one remaster as well. This is a reimagining, and these are the people that made Arizona Sunshine, which was another good like VR game to a lot of people. I feel like they've done such a good job. It's awesome. Like, I highly recommend this one. Like, if you've ever played the original, you might get a kick out of seeing it like reimagined in VR. If you haven't played the original, you don't need to. Like I say, it's such a cool little VR game. Like I say, graphically, story mode, presentation, chef's kiss. Now it's 24.99 on PlayStation 5. Honestly, one of the best PSVR games, like PSVR 2 games I've played so far. Really, really, really good. Can't sort of like big it up any more than I have. I don't want to give away the story. Play it, try the puzzles out. Like I say, they're interesting. Won't challenge you too much. You're not going to need a load of hints or anything like that. But they will like give you something to think about, and it really gives you a reason to have like the VR to explore everything. Okay, and then last up is Expeditions, a MudRunner game. Now, this released on the 5th of March, developed by Saber Interactive and published by Focus Entertainment, and I was looking to present a copy. This is another game in the sort of MudRunner, like SnowRunner series, but it's like a spin off. And I've played MudRunner and I've played SnowRunner, and I wasn't the biggest fan of them. And I'm not saying they're bad games, they have a very core fan base and they're tailored to a certain type of player, I feel. And I just wasn't that catered audience. Like, it's a Marmite style game. You basically, in those games, you're traversing from one place to the other, battling through mud and snow, trying to deliver like logs and like containers and stuff through treacherous sort of roads and scenery and stuff. And this one, I was like, let's give it a go. It seems like it's going to be a bit more simpler, a bit more arcadey looking at it and stuff like that. And while it is slightly different, it does still offer a lot of challenges. It's a bit more open worldy here. You are basically doing like scientific expeditions across these like open world areas through like deserts, forests, mountains, and stuff like that. And you'll drive a variety of like these all-terrain vehicles and have to like go up immense, like impossible terrain that you never thought a car or a vehicle would ever be able to get up. And you're able to like upgrade your vehicles and stuff like that to assist in these things. And yeah, it's a different take on the series. It doesn't play exactly like MudRunner and SnowRunner. It tweaks things to make it a bit more accessible, I think. It's a bit more user friendly. But if you're a fan of those games, you'll definitely get something from this one as well. Now, there's a lot of content in this game. It's interesting. However, there was like day one DLC, which is always a downside. So, like, paid vehicles on day one, to me, sucks. Now, you can buy a year one pass, which is like 27 quid, 26.74 for the year one pass. Now, this year one pass is going to have four major DLC releases, as well as instant access to this Cotco Canyon truck, which is an available edition, which is going to include new maps and areas to play through, more cars and trucks to play through, 120 missions to play through extra, new specialists because you have like a team and you hire people to your team. You'll have new people to hire to your team, new tools and stuff like that. And a new gameplay feature, which is a bit naughty in my eyes, locking it to paid DLC, that you're able to explore uncharted caves. Now, to me, I don't think that's great for a day one game. So the normal game is 44.99. You can get the year one edition for 64.99, which includes the DLC, or you can pick the DLC up for like just under 27 quid. Yeah, it's great. It's getting lots of like ongoing content. But like on top of that, there's also two more vehicle packs as well that you'd have to purchase on top. So just bear that in mind. That's my negative for this game, that it doesn't need this paid DLC straight on day one. Like, by all means, a month or two down the line, add it in, but putting it in as soon as it launches, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth, or it does to me anyway, especially for vehicles and like actual mechanics of a game. Now, it, it's okay. It looks lovely. On Series X, it did stutter quite a bit at launch, so give them time to fully patch it up if you want it to work fantastically. It just needs a bit of love and attention, really. It looks great, like the environments are awesome. The vehicles. There's a very in-depth tutorial at the beginning of the game as well, which is nice. It's just I don't think it's super optimized at the moment. Now you can play this on Xbox One or Xbox Series X and S. I do see a lot of people reporting freezes and crashes. I didn't have any crashes when I was playing it, but there's more when there's smoke, there's fire, and there's quite a lot of reviews on Xbox. Now it's probably been patched out by now anyway. I've been holding off doing this review for a couple of weeks because I've just been so busy. But this is a Marmite game. Like, if you do not like SnowRunners, you're not going to like this one. If you don't like MudRunners, you're not going to like this one. It's very much a to and from sort of style gameplay. You've got to get from point A to point B over stupidly crazy terrain. You build up your research camp, like getting new experts and team members in, building up your buildings and everything like that, working your way through a whole host of quests. But the quests are very similar, like A to B, do this to do that. It's just driving. You can't walk around or anything like that. You're just driving around the maps in your vehicles. Yeah, it's all right. It's not going to be for everyone. And like I say, the general price isn't bad for the amount of content. It just needed, like I say, a bit of optimization on Xbox Series X and S, and also lacking of the day one. Like, there's a £10 pack full of 4 vehicles. There's another £2.50 pack. Plus, there's another £2.50 pack. It's just a lot of extra money on top of an already expensive, like, full price release. But it's not bad. It's the best one of the three. I enjoyed it more than SnowRunner and MudRunner. So that's, if you liked a bit of MudRunner, or you thought it was a bit too sort of mundane or a bit too much of the same, you may like this one over them. So definitely check it out. But anyway, guys, that's that for this review roundup game. Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Which is your favourite? Have you tried any of them? Are there any you think you're going to go out and check out now, or you're just going to avoid? Let me know. Hit subscribe. And I'm back from my holiday now, so there'll be lots more regular reviews coming very soon to the channel. Until next time, guys, thanks for watching.